This week on the Trent Out Loud Podcast. How come I can't show up late 15 minutes for my flight, but the airlines can leave 15 minutes later than they intended? Big man Joe Biden is coming for the airlines, and I'm happy about it, but I think he could do friggin' way more.
My administration will propose a historic new rule that will make it mandatory, not voluntary, but mandatory for all U.S. airlines to compensate you with meals, hotels, taxis, ride shares, and rebooking fees.
Joe Biden and the Transport Ministry is proposing new bills in the U.S. for airline companies if they have cancellations or they have severe delays to not only refund you the price of the ticket, but also meals, hotels, and actually have some cash back. While all that is good, most airlines, I think they said 9 out of 10 airlines do that already. But what I also think needs to be done is I think that we need to look at the customer and not just the airline. So right now, if you show up late to your flight, you have to pay a fee. But if the airline is 2 hours late, they don't have to pay anything. So Biden's administration is working on like severe delays. But how come I can't show up late 15 minutes for my flight, but the airlines can leave 15 minutes later than they intended? That's what I'm saying. There needs to be a bill that looks after the customer, that protects the customer. If I'm late for my flight, I have to pay a change fee to go into the next flight. If I miss my flight a complete day, I have to pay. If I want to go early, I have to pay. I know there's some tickets out there that you could pay that are super expenses that gives you that kind of flexibility, but I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about your main standard basic fee. You should be allotted those privileges. Customers should be allowed to show up late, show up like the next day or whatever without having such severe penalties. To me, there's way too much power in the airlines right now. And, allowing them to do something that they're already doing and just making it mandatory is not enough. Even with what Biden is proposing right now, it's still only going to apply to airline delays. So we still have to suffer if there is weather delays. So meaning if you're going on a flight and there's a snowstorm and they have to cancel the flight and you're in a connection, you got to pay for a hotel. You got to pay for your taxi. You got to pay for your meal. Like, it's crazy. To me, the Biden's proposal, our government's proposal, should think about the customer first. If there's snow or weather, whatever, etc., I don't care. The airline should have to pay for it. The airline should have to put you up. The airline should have to pay for your food. If you show up, 15 or 20 minutes late and there's another flight with availability, then they should be able to put you on that flight without cancellation. I'm not saying that you could roll up anytime you want. I understand that a plane is not a bus. You can't just roll up and, they like have a guaranteed seat whenever you want. But if I show up late for my flight, if I show up an hour late or 2 hours late and there's another flight that's open and there's seats available, put me on standby and get me on. You don't have to charge me $150 for that. The airline has been gouging clients for years. And even the airports gouge you. Like, a bottle of water is friggin' $10. A meal, a half decent meal is $25. Like, just the whole airport experience. Taxis and Ubers, Lyfts are more expensive to the airport. And that's what the government should look at. Not just looking at something that the airlines are already doing right now. And, they're more doing it to just, keep up customer relations. So making what they've already been doing mandatory is not enough. President Biden, Justin Trudeau, governments around the world, they need to look at what the traveler is going through, what the traveler is experiencing. And once you book a ticket, I don't care what your fare is, you should be locked in and should not have to pay more than that. If you are late, you should be going on a standby flight. If they are late and, you have to stay in the airport an hour or 2 hours, that's fine. Stuff happens. But anything, a lengthy delay, there should automatically be food vouchers. There should automatically be travel and there should automatically be hotel. If I pay $500 to fly to Jamaica, regardless of what happens on that flight, I'm late, they're late, weather or whatever, it shouldn't go over that $500. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your boy, Trent Out Loud.